myself, and me, the Smothers Brothers.
Boil that cabbage down, boys, turn that whole cake round. The only song we sing.
Eight, 9, 10, 11.
Boil the cabbage down, boys, turn that old cake brown. Only song I ever did sing was boil that cabbage down.
Take it down.
Boil that cabbage down, boys, turn that whole cake round. Only song I ever did sing was boil that cabbage down.
Hey,
boil that cabbage down, boys, turn that whole cake round. The only song I ever did sing is boil that cabbage down. Take it, Tom. No. Take it, Tom.
I said no.
I said take it.
I heard what you said. Did you hear what I
Now,
said?
wait a minute. I took it. You said take it, Dick. I took it.
I appreciate that, but I said no. Sometimes, sometimes you just don't feel like people say take it, and I just didn't feel like taking
Tom,
it, so I
I
said
don't think
no.
you really realize the consequence of saying no. Do you hear any music? Do you hear people tapping their toes, snapping their fingers? Nothing. Just because you made a bad decision. And I'm not going to hold that against you. I am going to forget the whole thing. I'm going to start playing. I'm going to say, take it, Tom.
I don't
and you're
want it.
taking
I don't want it.
You're obligated to take it. When I say take it, you take it. You understand?
I'm an American. I don't have to take it.
Well, I got news for you. Americans always take it.
And then shove it.
That's really the direction I was thinking of, Tommy. I tell you what, you are obligated for two reasons to take it. Number one, you are a professional. You're a performer.
I just
A
didn't want
performer always takes it. Number two, you are a folk singer. Folk singers always take it. Now, you are a folk singer, aren't you? Yes, you are. You've read the Folk Singer's Guidebook, haven't you? Yes, you have. You know what the Folk Singer's Credo says, don't you? Look at me. Look at me. I'm over here, Tom. Look at me. You know what the Folk Singer's Credo says? Yes, you do. In fact, the whole audience does. They haven't even read the book. It says all folk singers are obligated to do what? You hear what they said, Tommy? They said all folk singers are obligated to do what?
To take it. If they feel like it.
No, you're to take it without hesitation. You're to take it without thinking. You're to take it like a reflex. Take it, Tom. Boom, boom, boom. So when I say take it, you hop to it. Boil that cabbage down. Take it, Tom.
Take that corn, I don't care. Hundreds of years ago, this song glorified the great American of early America. As we look towards the future and we bury the past, the present of the glorification of the great events of early America illumine our hearts for the future of America. This tells of the powerful men in 1840s who built the railroads across the transcontinental railroads, a vast spider web of steel rails across America. The powerful men who built the railroads and the dangers they faced. They built railroads, their hammers flashing fires. They built the transcontinental railroads across the deserts. They would build railroads across the deserts, blazing with heat. They'd build the railroads across the desert with dangers, and up to the mountains and the blizzards with bears in the mountains, and blizzards and ice cold across gorges with raging rivers. The railroadmen built the railroads, and then come across, and granite would be there. They'd dig through the granite and make holes for the trains to go through the granite, and then those holes, what are they? Tunnels. And they make these tunnels, the railroadmen, then they come out and they go down, and they're there to build railroads across crevices. And in the crevices, There's pumas in the crevices. Pumas with claws and foam coming out of the puma's mouth. And the pumas would kill the railroadman. Said, "I'm not going down to that puma. There's crevice. There's pumas in that crevice. I'm not going to the railroad.
Pumas.
There's pumas in the crevice.
Pumas.
Foam coming out of the
There were
mouth.
no pumas.
There's
no
boom,
pumas.
boom, boom, boom. And there's pumas in the crevice. Now they hated railroadmen, and the captain says, "Get down the crevice and build a trestle." And the railroadman says, "There's pumas in the crevice, and they put foam coming out of them. Boom." And the captain looked down and says, I don't see any pumas down the crevice. Now get down and see the pumas. They smell railroadmen. They smell the railroadmen coming, and they see pumas look like small lions, except they don't have any stripes. So they blend in. See, they're brownish, and they blend in with the rocks. They look just like the rocks. You look down in a crevice, you can't see the pumas. They just blend in with the rocks. They just get real quiet, waiting, don't even move. They just wait for the railroadman to come down there. And you can't see them. They look like rocks, except for the foam coming out of their mouth. They look like foaming rocks.
Oh, no, wait a minute.
And the captain says, I don't see any pumas down there. All I see is foaming rocks.
No,
The
wait a
railroadman
minute.
says, that's what they are, disguised.
Now, wait a minute. Tommy was mostly right. You were mostly right, but there were no pumas. See, they faced a lot of dangers. These railroad workers, they faced dangers, especially in just think of that feat, the transcontinental railroad, linking the east and west coast together for the very first time.
Right.
They faced dangers in the deserts, a hot 13, 14-hour day, swinging their hammers.
There was snakes disguised as foaming rope.
They faced dangers over rivers and high mountains and blizzards and over crevices and building trestles.
Right.
But there's one danger these people never faced. They never faced a puma in a crevice.
There was pumas in the crevice.
There were no foaming rocks. They were a figment of your imagination. There was not one notation in all of it.
Just a second. I went to the Library of Congress to verify the fact of the pumas killing railroadmen. I went to the library. I have a card. I went to the Library of Congress. On the microfilm it says, Denver, it said Denver Post, 1848, April 3rd, 1848. It says April 3rd, 1848. It says 700, Denver Post, Library of Congress. It says 700 railroadmen killed by foaming rocks. That's a federal library.
No, I know it is.
It's a federal...
But it didn't say that.
It said 700 railroadmen killed by foaming rocks.
Listen, I read it. I was there. It said 700 railroad workers were killed. By falling rocks. Well, there was danger. The railroadmen come to a crevice. They look funny, and they look real slow in the crevice, and they'd see things in the crevice. They'd say, vicious beasts in the crevices. Sure look like pumas. But they weren't. Oh, working on the railroad, working all day long.
Take it. I wasn't supposed to take it. When someone says take it, you're supposed to take it.
I wasn't ready.
It doesn't matter. You're a folk singer, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are. Have you read the folk singer's credo?
I read it.
Yes, you have. Do you know what the folk singer's credo says? Yes, you do. Look at me. Now, when someone says take it, you hop to it.
Okay, you're right.
Without thinking.
Listen, I have no excuse, Tommy. You're right. I wasn't used to taking it there, but there's no excuse. A folk singer should always be ready to take it, and I did not take it, and I apologize. I jumped all over you, and then I didn't follow up on my end, and I apologize. I'm sorry, and I apologize to you in the audience. I should have taken it. I let my brother down, and I'm only glad that my mother was not here tonight to see her favorite son humiliated like this.
That's all right. I'll tell her.
Working on the railroad, working all day long. Take it.
Working, take it.
Working working ticket. Pumas for that cabbage down, boys. Turn that old kick round. The only song I ever sing is for that cabbage down, boys. Turn that old kick round. The only song I ever sing is for